Hi, and welcome to this brief tour of how we're going to be using the Learn at UW-Stout environment for this particular class. This is ICT375/575 Web Production and Distribution. First of all, we are going to go and select our course. So let's go here. All right, the first thing that we're going to see once we get here is the course homepage. This will be the news section. The news section is where I will be posting. I like to share weekly videos welcoming you to class and give a quick overview of what it is that we're going to be covering. So please take a look at that. And this is also if there are any changes, updates, news announcements, any sort of information that I want you to know, this is where it's going to show up. So please make it a habit of checking the news feed on the course homepage on a regular basis. When there is new news up here in this little icon up here, it says update alerts, a little red dot will show up on there, and then you can click on it and see what the items are. Right now you can see I don't have any new news items, but this is where they will show up. Some of the other things that you're going to find important on this course homepage is to find our textbooks. Textbook can be done in one of two places, either up here with this drop-down menu that you can access from any page within our course site. The other is going to be right here in this textbook section. We are using Red Shelf. We're going to go ahead and click on that just so you get an idea. This is going to show you all of the textbooks that you have available to you. For this class, we are using Web Development and Design Foundations with HTML5 by Terry Felke Morris. So this is where you're going to find, this is where your case studies are. Towards the end of the semester, there's going to be lab work that comes out of here. This book is also an immense helpful resource as far as how to actually accomplish some of the activities that we do. So this is going to be one of your big resources. So I am going to bounce back here. All right, so we're back onto our home page. The other piece is the calendar. I am going to be trying to make use of this calendar this semester. It's going to, anything that I assign a deadline date, it will show up on the calendar. This will help keep you on task, since one of the biggest issues that students have if they are not going to do well in this class, it's falling behind. So that'll help keep you up to date. How we access everything is you're going to be going to the content area. Each of the content areas under the table of contents is arranged in the weekly modules. So the first thing you're going to do when you get in here is you're going to take a look at the syllabus, which is in PDF form by just simply clicking that. Then you're going to go into each of the weekly modules. I've got them labeled Class 1, Class 2, pretty easy to see, and then a brief title of what it is that we're going to cover. And in each of these, you're going to get an agenda. So you're going to get a welcome video. I do recommend that you watch it. It's where I'm going to kind of cover what we're going to talk about for each week. Then I will include some information. This is for the orientation, so there's a lot of information here. And then some of the activities that we're going to be taken care of in that week. Below that, I will have links to any assignments that you have, quizzes that you need to take. Include things like drop boxes. I'm just going to pop ahead real quick past the orientation so you can see this would be actually the second week of class. I haven't created the introduction yet, but you're going to see there is a quiz. You're going to see that there are some exercises and that there's a lab. So this is where all that information is going to be found, is in the class content. Now, you can also click, there's the sub-menus right here that you can get to each of these as well. And don't forget that other than just the class modules, there's also going to be a list of the assignments, some additional resources. If you are a graduate student, there will be the graduate student resources. And once we get there, you're going to get the final exam materials that won't show up for you until towards the end of the semester. All right, we're going to skip over discussions because we're really not going to touch on that with this class. But then again, maybe we will. So let me just go in here and highlight this. This is where there will be discussions. I will be posting any topics that we may have. The important one for you here is drop boxes. Again, I have most of these arranged by the class number. So each of these, for example, in class 4, you'll have an assignment, you'll have a case study, and a lab, all of which will need to be submitted. Here is the drop boxes for that. Then we'll move on to grades. Again, each of the grades is organized by the class number and what goes in it, so you can check these at any point in time. And quizzes. Every week there will be a 10-point quiz. So this is one place that you can find it. Again, remember, I do have it listed on the content area. There will always be a quiz. I'm just going to go back to class number 2, for example. There's the chapter 2 quiz, and even in our introduction week, again, where I list the activities that we're going over, here is the chapter 1 quiz. So these are the things that we're going to be needing. Some additional things under other tools. There is checklists. I'm not sure if I'm going to be using those because I'm going to test out the calendar feature this go round. There's a class list. If you need to find anybody else that is in the class, this is where everybody is listed. Likewise, if you need to email anybody in class, this is how you can do that. There are a few other things listed in here. I'm not sure if we're going to cover those, but this is an overview of what our class site looks like, how it's laid out, how we're going to use it. If you have any questions, of course, please do not hesitate to contact me. I will be more than happy to help. So thanks for sticking with me through the tour.